So your comments, I think, were very apt, particularly considering that we're honoring the National Rosacea Society's contributions over the last 20 years. So it's helpful to hear how far we've come. The National Rosacea Society is dedicated to improving the lives of the estimated 16 million Americans who suffer from rosacea, which is a poorly understood disorder. Its goal is to raise awareness of rosacea, provide public health on the disorder, and encourage and support medical research that may lead to improvement in its management, prevention, and potential cure. Its effort has driven progress in recognition of rosacea as a disease. In 1992, rosacea was considered actually a very rare disease, and its first treatment had recently been approved as an orphan drug by the Food and Drug Administration in the belief that fewer than 200,000 Americans suffered from it. But by the end of the 1990s, the NRS instituted a grants program dedicated to encouraging and supporting medical research that might lead to improvement in its treatment, management, and potential prevention. So I'd like to invite the Executive Director of the National Rosacea Society, Sam Huff, to the stage. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Cynthia. Yeah, I think we really appreciate this opportunity to mark the 20th anniversary of the National Rosacea Society, the AAD meeting. You took the wind out of my sails. The first thing I think of when I think about 20 years ago was the approval of the first medical therapy for rosacea, and the fact that the FDA actually thought fewer than 200,000 people have this. Now there are a lot of people who think that it's a lot more than 16 million. And hopefully in years to come we'll do some epidemiological research that will very thoroughly define the prevalence of rosacea. So it's obviously very high. Today the NRS serves more than 1 million people with rosacea every year. I wanted to recognize some of the doctors here who have been especially helpful to us over the years. But before I do that, I wanted to express our gratitude to Galderma Laboratories. As the industry pioneer in rosacea, Galderma has been our most important corporate pioneer over the last 2 decades. I'm going to ask some doctors to stand, but I'm going to start out with a couple of doctors who were here in attendance but had to leave early. I wanted to mention Dr. Lynn Drake of Harvard Medical School. She's also a former president of the American Academy of Dermatology. She's been a very important member of our medical advisory board from the very earliest times and has served as editor of Rosacea Review, our patient newsletter, since 1994. Dr. Mark Dahl also had to leave early, and he's also a former president of the American Academy of Dermatology and is now comfortably sitting in Arizona as a professor emeritus for the Mayo Clinic. But he's also been a very important member of our advisory board over the years. Now for someone who's here, Dr. John Wolfe, could you please stand for us a moment? Dr. Wolfe is chairman of dermatology at Baylor and has been a tremendous help to the Rosacea Society over the years in media relations. He's handled probably hundreds, if not thousands, of press interviews on rosacea and has a real gift for explaining medicine in terms that the general public can readily understand.
And I have rosacea, but after 4 cocktails, I no longer care.
All right. Dr. Richard Granstein. Dr. Granstein is chairman of dermatology at Cornell, and he's an NRS research grant recipient and has been a tremendous help with our rosacea research workshops at the SID meetings. And he's recently joined our medical advisory board. Dr. Alexa Kimball. dermatological clinical research at Harvard Medical School and has done some work that's very important to us in the epidemiology of rosacea. And she is also now a member of our medical advisory board.
I don't care about John's rosacea either.
Dr. Martin Steinhoff. Dr. Steinhoff heads a dedicated rosacea research group at UCSF. And he's been a research grant recipient of ours over the years, actually, and has done some key studies on the pathogenesis of rosacea. And we believe has contributed some very important insights on the progression from flushing over to inflammation. And he's recently joined our medical advisory board. Last but not least, we wanted to thank all of you, because the partnership between the doctor and the patient is what allows rosacea to be effectively controlled. And as we've seen, it's something that can be very disruptive to people's lives, whether they happen to reveal it right away or not. We hear from hundreds of thousands of people every year with this condition. So it's been a great 20 years, and I think there's a lot more to go. Thank you very much.